are the countries of North America. There's 23 presently we'd love to share with ya. We're the continent of North America. Within the Northern Hemisphere, now sing without a flaw.
Welcome to North America. North America is a continent entirely within the Northern Hemisphere and almost all within the Western Hemisphere. It can also be described as a northern subcontinent of the Americas. It is bordered to the north by the Arctic Ocean, to the east by the Atlantic Ocean, to the southeast by South Americas and the Caribbean Sea, and to the west and the south by the Pacific Ocean. History of South America. Pre-Columbian. The indigenous peoples of the Americas have many creation myths by which they assert that they have been present on the land since its creation. But there is no evidence that humans evolved there. The specifics of the initial settlement of the Americas by the ancient Asians are subject to ongoing research and discussions. The tradition theory has been that hunters entered the Beringia land bridge between eastern Siberia and present-day Alaska from 27,000 to 14,000 years ago. A growing viewpoint is that the first Americas inhabitant sailed from Beringia some 13,000 years ago, with widespread habitation of the Americas during the end of the last glacial period, in what is known as the late glacial maximum, around 12,500 years ago. Genetic research and anthropology indicate additional waves of migration from Asia via the Bering Strait during the early Middle Holocene. The colonial period. During the Age of Discovery, Europeans explored and staked claims to various parts of North America. Upon their arrival in the New World, the Native American population declined substantially because of violent conflicts with invaders and the introductions of European diseases to which the Native Americans lacked immunity. Native culture changed drastically and their affiliations with political and cultural groups also changed. Several linguistic groups died out and others changed quite quickly. The languages of North America reflect not only that continent's indigenous people but the European colonization as well. The most widely spoken languages in North America, which include Central America and the Caribbean islands, are English, Spanish, and to a lesser extent French, and especially in the Caribbean. Colonial languages lexified by them. The most widely spoken language in North America is English, followed in prevalence by Spanish and French. These three languages were brought to North America as a result of colonization of practically the entire continent by the settlers from Europe. The culture of North America refers to the arts and other manifestations of human activities and achievements from the continent of North America. Cultures of North America reflect not only that of the continent's indigenous peoples, but those cultures that followed European colonizations as well.
Dancing encourages me to want to learn more about my culture and where I come from. So why I dance is because it brings me joy. It allows me to connect with my culture even more. It allows me to share my culture as well.
Our way of socializing here in the city is powwows. The neat thing about that is it teaches respect for something that is bigger than you.
I hear of great stories from the long walk or from challenging times that they had to experience. They just kept going and their blood runs through my veins.
The three examples of North America social events and traditions. First, baby showers. In North America, baby showers are a popular way for young parents to celebrate the pending or recent birth and to get baby-related gifts such as toys, clothes, or basic supplies. Baby showers are typically a surprise for the mother-to-be and are often hosted by friends or even co-workers. Second, Thanksgiving. This statutory holiday celebrated the second Monday of October in Canada is the time to give thanks at the end of the harvest season. Canadians usually enjoy a traditional family meal during the 3-day long weekend. Roasted turkey with stuffing, oven-baked yams, and pie is the typical menu. Third, Boxing Day. This public holiday in most of the Commonwealth is celebrated right after Christmas. It is a day off unless you're a retail employee because it is a shopping holiday. Stores typically offer huge sales and lineups can start forming in the middle of the night to snatch doorbuster deals. The most popular items on sale are invariable retail electronics.
The countries of North America. There's 23 presently we'd love to share with ya. We're the continent of North America. Within the northern hemisphere, now sing without a flaw.
Countries in North America. United States. The U.S. is a country of 50 states covering a vast swath of North America with Alaska in the northwest and Hawaii extending the nation's presence into the Pacific Ocean. Major Atlantic coast cities are New York, a global finance and a culture center, and the capital, Washington, D.C. Midwestern metropolis Chicago is known for influential architecture on the West Coast. Los Angeles, Hollywood is famed for filmmaking. Greenland. Greenland is the world's largest island located between the Arctic and Atlantic Oceans, east of the Canadian Arctic archipelago. Like the Faroe Islands, it is an autonomous territory within the Kingdom of Denmark. Canada. Canada is a country in the northern part of North America. Its 10 provinces and 3 territories extend from the Atlantic to the Pacific and northward into the Arctic Ocean, covering 9.98 million square kilometers, making it the world's second largest country by the total area. Mexico. Mexico, officially the United Mexican State, is a country in the southern portion of North America. It is bordered to the north by the United States, to the south and west by the Pacific Ocean, to the southeast by Guatemala, Belize, and the Caribbean Sea, and to the east by the Gulf of Mexico. Cuba. Cuba, officially the Republic of Cuba, is a country comprising the island of Cuba, as well as Isla de la Juventud and several minor archipelagos. Cuba is located in the northern Caribbean, where the Caribbean Sea, Gulf of Mexico, and the Atlantic Ocean meet. Panama. Panama is a country in the isthmus linking Central and South America. The Panama Canal, a famous feat of human engineering, cuts through its center, linking the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans to create an essential shipping route. In the capital, Panama City, modern skyscrapers, casinos, and nightclubs contrast with colonial buildings in the Casco Viejo district and the rainforests of natural Metropolitan Park. Jamaica. Jamaica, a Caribbean island nation, has a lush topography of mountains, rainforests, and reef-lined beaches. Many of its all-inclusive resorts are clustered in Montego Bay, with its British colonial architecture and Negril, known for its diving and snorkeling sites. Jamaica is famed as the birthplace of reggae music, and its capital, Kingston, is home to the Bob Marley Museum, dedicated to the famous singer. Haiti. Haiti is a Caribbean country that shares the island of Hispaniola with the Dominican Republic to its east. Though it's still recovering from a 2010 earthquake, many of Haiti's landmarks dating to the early 19th century remain intact. These include Citadel La Ferre, a mountaintop fortress, and the nearby ruins of Sans Souci Palace, the Baroque former royal home of King Henry I. Costa Rica. Costa Rica is a rugged, rainforested Central American country with coastlines on the Caribbean and Pacific. Though its capital, San Jose, is home to cultural institutions like the Pre-Columbian Gold Museum, Costa Rica is known for its beaches, volcanoes, and biodiversity. Roughly a quarter of its area is made up of protected jungle, teeming with wildlife including spider monkeys and squid-tailed birds. The Bahamas. The Bahamas, known officially as the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, is a country within the Lucayan archipelago of the West Indies in the Atlantic. It takes up 97% of the Lucayan archipelago's land area, is home to 88% of the archipelago's population.
Some of the most diverse habitats can be found in North America. From the Aleutian Islands to the Isthmus of Panama, North America is made up of 23 countries and is the third largest continent in the world. There are huge mountain ranges in the west, including the Rocky Mountains in the United States and the Sierra Madre mountain range in Mexico. In the middle of the continent, you'll find the Great Plains of the United States and Canada. These grasslands make up the largest biome in North America. Further north, you'll find the Canadian Shield, a hilly region of lakes and swamps that stretches across northern Canada with rocks that are 1 billion years old. The eastern regions of North America contain everything from mountains to wetlands, including the Florida Everglades, a diverse ecosystem home to over 20 rare, endangered, and threatened species. And if you're looking for fun in the sun, head to the Caribbean, home to islands, islets, reefs, and caves with more than 44 million people. Even further south is Central America, which has some of the most beautiful rainforests and exotic animals, like the poison dart frog, ocelot, tapir, capuchin monkey, and jaguar. With so many diverse ecosystems, there are a variety of animals that live throughout North America. Bison, scorpions, pronghorn, armadillos, groundhogs, crocodiles, black bears, great white sharks, and the American bald eagle. The first North Americans are believed to have migrated from Northeast Asia. Today, there are more than 360 million people living in 23 different countries. The most populated metropolitan area in North America is Mexico City, home to over 21 million people. Death Valley in the United States is North America's hottest, driest, and lowest point. It's 282 feet below sea level, has a record high 134 degrees Fahrenheit, and gets fewer than 5 centimeters of rain a year. If the Death Valley is too dry for you, then check out Lake Superior in Michigan. It's the world's largest freshwater lake. There are so many awesome places to visit in North America, like the Grand Canyon in the United States, Chichen Itza in Mexico, and Niagara Falls in Canada and the United States. With environments and wildlife as diverse as its population, there's no place quite as unique as North America.
Top 20 must-see attractions in North America. 1. Niagara Falls. The Niagara Falls is an amazing natural wonder located on the border of the United States and Canada. The falls are the must-see attraction in North America. The geological wonder consists of 3 waterfalls. The Horseshoe Falls border New York State and Ontario, Canada. The American Falls and the Bridal Veil Falls are in New York State. The falls attract an average of 12 million visitors from all over the world each year, and there is much to do and see beside the amazing waterfalls. 2. Walt Disney World Parks. Walt Disney World is the most visited resort in the United States. Walt Disney and his brother Roy opened the theme park Disneyland in Anaheim, California in 1955 and wanted to open a supplemental park. Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom was created in Orlando, Florida and opened in October 1971. 3. Times Square. New York City has many must-see attractions including Central Park, Rockefeller Plaza, Radio City Music Hall, Fifth Avenue, Wall Street, Broadway, and Ellis Islands. Times Square, located in Midtown Manhattan at Broadway and 7th Avenue, is the United States' most famous intersection. 4. National Mall. The capital of the United States, Washington, D.C. has multiple attractions, but visitors must be sure to check out the National Mall. The National Park begins at Capitol Hill and stretches toward the Potomac River and is home to several memorials including the Washington Memorial. 5. Chichen Itza. The Mayan ruins Chichen Itza is located on the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. Chichen Itza means at the mouth of the well of the Itza people. It was the Mayans' largest and most densely populated city between 750 AD and 900 AD, and most likely a spiritual center. The ruins of the city are managed by the federal government. 6. The Getty Center. Endowed by the Getty Trust, the Getty Center features the Getty Museum in the Brentwood neighborhood of Los Angeles, California in 1997. The $1.3 billion center opened to the public. Its beautiful hilltop architecture and garden overlook the city of Los Angeles. 7. The CN Tower. The skyline of Toronto, Canada is defined by the CN Tower. The 553.3-foot communication tower was completed in 1976. The tower was the world's tallest freestanding structure until 2009 when the Canton Towers was built in Burj Khalifa. 8. The Pearl Harbor. The USS Arizona Memorial is in a Pearl Harbor on the island of Oahu in Hawaii. It is the resting place of 1,102 bodies of United States Marines killed during the surprise attack by the Japanese on the morning of December 7, 1941. The events of that morning would lead the United States into World War II. The United States Navy established the harbor as a base in 1899. 9. Yellowstone National Park. Yellowstone National Park is an extensive United States park established in 1872 by the President Ulysses S. Grant. The expansive park covers nearly 3,500 miles in parts of Idaho, Wyoming, and Montana. Best known for its protected wildlife and geothermal features, Yellowstone National Park attracts millions of visitors every year. Yellowstone is well known for its geysers. 10. The Freedom Trail. The Freedom Trail covers 2.5 miles in Boston, Massachusetts. The trail follows a path in the city that marks several sites that were important to the American Revolution. Many of Americans' founding fathers lived in Boston, and the city was home to many revolutionary events. It was also home to many of the meetings wherein the American strategy for the war were held. The trail begins at Boston Common and winds through downtown, through the North End, and it ends in Charlestown in the USS Constitution. 11. Bourbon Street. In the heart of New Orleans and its oldest neighborhood, the French Quarter, Bourbon Street, the French Quarter of Louisiana, it is most historic and carries the legacy of New Orleans French heritage. Bourbon Street has always had a risque reputation as home of the city's red light district. 12. The Grand Canyon. The Grand Canyon is one of North America's most amazing natural formations. It is a part of the Colorado River Basin and has been formed over the last 70 million years. It is located in Arizona and stretches 277 miles with width up to 80 miles and a depth of more than a mile. 13. Capilano Suspension Bridge. The Capilano Suspension Bridge stretches 460 feet and rises 230 feet above the Capilano River in North Vancouver, British Columbia. The Canadian Walking Bridge draws over 800,000 tourists a year. The bridge was built in 1989 by Scottish civil engineer George Grant Mackay, who served as the Park Commissioners of Vancouver. 14. The Alamo. No visit to San Antonio, Texas is complete without a visit to the Alamo. The Spanish mission was the site of the Battle of the Alamo, an important point in the Texas America's Revolution. During the 30-day siege between February 23 and March 6, 1836, Mexican troops assaulted and killed all but 2 Texan defenders. The site became known as a battle site instead of a mission. 15. Denali National Park. Alaska's Denali National Park is one of North America's most beautiful attractions. It features Mount McKinley, the highest peak in North America that rises 20,320 feet. There is also abundant wildlife living in the park. Bass tours offer sights of grizzly bears, caribou, moose, wolves, and Dall sheep. The park is filled with picturesque lakes, rivers, and tundra landscape. 16. Whistler Blancombe. Whistler, Canada is a must during any visit to Western Canada. The ski resort town grew in the early 20th century and built itself up in a bid to be a location for the 1960 Olympics but lost the bid. Just a 2-hour drive from Vancouver, Whistler Village and Whistler Blancombe ski resorts are breathtakingly. It is the largest ski resort in North America. 17. Cedar Point. The roller coaster enthusiast, Cedar Point in Sandusky, Ohio is a popular destination in North America. The amusement park on the Lake Erie opened in 1870 and is the second oldest operating amusement park in the United States. The park has over 75 rides including 16 roller coasters. It is the only park in the world with 5 coasters higher than 200 feet. Cedar Point has received awards including the Golden Ticket Award for Best Amusement Park in the World for 16 consecutive years. 18. The Las Vegas Strip. Just about everyone in the world has to make a trip to Las Vegas in their lifetime. The 4.2-mile strip along South Las Vegas Boulevard is home to the major resort and casinos of Las Vegas, Nevada. Up until 1959, casinos and hotels were based in downtown Las Vegas along Fremont Street, with some resorts out of the city limits. After 1959, large resorts and casinos were built on what will become to be known as the Strip. 19. The Golden Gate Bridge. When visiting the San Francisco, Oakland area of California, it will be impossible to miss the Golden Gate Bridge. The iconic orange vermilion, also called International Orange, colored steel suspension bridge links San Francisco to Marin County. The color was chosen to make the bridge appear in the mysterious San Pacific Ocean fog that rolls into the city. San Francisco Bay Daily. And lastly, Mont Royal Park. It will be impossible to miss the massive Mont Royal Park on a trip to French-Canadian city Montreal. The vast park was designed by Frederick Law Olmsted, the same designer who created the plans for New York City's Central Park. The public park has walking paths, bike paths, lakes, and lookouts. Mont Royal parks offer educational opportunities, music venues, and spacious grounds to lay around. 5 great UNESCO World Heritage Sites in North America. 1. Everglades National Park, Florida. South Florida's massive wetlands preserve a complex ecosystem, sometimes called a river of grass. It also has the largest mangrove forest in the Western Hemisphere. It is a sanctuary for very rare and threatened species, a subtropical wilderness reserve on the North America continent. 2. Mammoth Cave National Park, Kentucky. The world's largest cave system is a natural for the World Heritage List, says Rosler. No cave has more types of formations, she says. It's quite exceptional. It shows the stages of the Earth's evolutionary history and the ongoing process. 3. San Antonio Missions, Texas. A chain of 5 missions reflects how San Antonio once stood on the frontier of the Spanish Empire. While the Alamo is best known for its role in Texas independence, the other missions are equally impressive, showing how the Spanish drew on natural and Native American symbols to bring Catholicism to its colonies. 4. La Fortaleza and San Juan National Historic Site, Puerto Rico. This port overlooking San Juan was built on a strategic site in the Caribbean between the 6th and the 20th centuries. It is a kind of European military architecture adapted to the American continent. 5th, Independence Hall, Philadelphia. Uncovered the birthplace of a nation in some 20 city blocks, with a UNESCO designated Independence Hall at its centerpiece. In this modest brick structure topped by a bell tower, the Declaration of Independence was drafted and the thoroughly American experiment with democracy began.